Hello everybody and welcome to round 2 front 12 hole coverage of the 2017 Coachman Classic in Clearwater, Florida, presented by AMS with Cams Production. My name is Cameron Harbichuk, the tournament director of the event, and I'm joined tonight by Grant Britton, Discraft Pro sponsored player. Grant, what's up?
How's it going, guys? Excited to be with you for round 2. These guys just had some lunch, getting back out, warming up, seeing if they can keep that stamina going and shoot some hot rounds for the second 24 holes of the day. 48 holes, that's a lot of golf in one day. These holes aren't too long, but it starts creeping up on you towards the end of the second round. There we go, we got our lead card right there, Charlie Goodpasture. We got to see that 13 under par from him. Dustin Riles still on that card.
My thoughts are shoot the same thing I shot first round.
Okay.
Mr. Anthony Hoff, MVP sponsored player.
Do what I did last round. Just keep my head right. That's my biggest problem, is getting into my own head, but then I've been getting better at it at the same time. But just play well. Okay. Just like anybody else. Thank you. Thank you.
Second round thoughts, Charlie.
Have fun, bang chains.
Good thoughts going into round 2.
Oh, it can't get any worse, so let's go. Let's go, baby.
Thoughts going into round 2.
Round 2. Have fun. Play the course like I know how to. And don't miss any more inside the circle putts.
There you got it.
Man, putting that pressure on himself early. Keep it clean inside the circle. There we go. We're going to be starting on hole 1 again. And remember, like we talked about on hole 1, we have a CTP, a really big dinner for 2. What was it?
Opal Sands Resort on Clearwater Beach from AJ Munoz.
Yeah, it had a good value to it too. A good value dinner.
It's like $250. It's outstanding.
Let's see if Charlie goes to that roller like we thought he was going to round 1.
Yep, there it is. Looks like it's going to wrap.
Oh, hit the tree. It's right there.
Oh,
Give me the
wow.
CTP. I want to go.
There's
sit
Charlie
on the
asking for
sands.
that CTP there. These guys want it.
Justin going to that green destroyer.
What now?
Looks like it stayed clean through that branch, and it got all the way down there. That's 2 really strong statement shots right off the get-go.
That might be pushing the CTP there.
Like I said, this is Anthony Hoff. He's an MVP sponsored player. He was living in this area about a year ago, and he moved up to North Carolina, so it's good to see him down here.
Nice shot.
Great shot there by Anthony. We'll have to apologize in advance. We don't really know Anthony's bag that well. We'll try as hard as we can.
I know for fairways he likes the Volt. Drivers he's liking the Photon, and that's about all I know. Daniel, another good shot. I think we got 4 inside the circle putts so far.
Trey unleashing that monster forehand that he's got. Actually goes a little long and right, and OB. So the sidewalks play inbounds, and over the sidewalks actually play out of bounds. And he managed to find outside of those sidewalks.
I know it doesn't look like it lines up as a sidearm, but Trey finds a lot more confidence in a sidearm to point and shoot his line a little bit better. See if Trey can save that par.
Ooh, there's some wind out there.
Not the start he was looking for. Daniel missing just a little bit low, getting those jitters out. He'll pick it up.
Maybe everybody's got a little bit of first hole jitters here. Oh, Trey. Good cleanup by Anthony. Good 2 from Charlie. Great
I guess
roller.
Dustin's shot is not going to be close enough for that CTP.
Maybe. Yeah, looks like they're giving it to him. Nice.
It's going to be tough for these pros because the amateurs who get to shoot from the short pad have the same rights to the CTP,
Yep.
which is a 220-foot hyzer shot. So we'll see if that holds up for him. Oh wow, look at that view. Awesome shot from Charlie.
All right, so now we're going to back across the street, hole A. A little bit of an uphill sort of turnover shot The sidewalk there that's probably 20 feet right of the basket is actually OB. So these guys have got to navigate that hill and stay short of that. Looks like Charlie's going back to the forehand.
Yeah, remember he came up short in round 1. Let's see if he juices it up a little bit more.
Yeah, looks like he did turn it over a little bit. Going to be pretty short.
Yeah, no skipping this grass. Justin going back to that destroyer. That looks a little bit better. He's getting that angle for the skip. And that's going to be around a little outside the circle, 40 feet. Anthony's got a strong game. He's got a good backhand forehand combination. Very smooth player, has good technique. And he's got that sneaky distance. You know, and I know for a fact that Anthony likes to sidearm the photons.
What's a photon for like compared to a Discraft disc or an Innova disc? Look at Daniel taking this tight route next to the Mando.
You know, Daniel took that route, wow, all 3 rounds last year and finished 1 under par with a circle 3 save. So shout out to Daniel going official. You know, I don't know what he did round 1, but 4 for 4 on camera in the last 2 years.
Wow.
Trey a little bit low. Back to Anthony. The photon, I would give it a 10-11 speed, probably 11, maybe 11.5. Wraith, Avenger type disc, maybe Punisher, the new Punisher Discraft makes. But
so something that's stable, but something that's still controlled.
yeah, stable, controllable, not too big of a rim, but just big enough to be outside of fairway. Charlie laying up. Let's see if Daniel can get things going right here.
So I'm actually going to snitch on Daniel here. I guarantee you if you flip that KC Pro Aviar over, it's got my signature on the bottom. That was a putter of mine that I think I left behind at Coachman maybe 2 years ago. And I saw Daniel putting with it, and I kind of mentioned something to him about it. We both kind of laughed it off. And it's been his go-to putter ever since. So, so Daniel, I'll accept donations for that KC Pro Aviar of mine.
Nice putt from Charlie. Good deuce from Anthony right there. He took the birdie on hole A. This is, I think from the 2 rounds that we watched, that's the 2nd birdie we've seen so far. Yeah, Daniel is, he's one of our local pros. He was one of Ken Climo's proteges, I think. I think he played a lot with Ken Climo back in the day, and learned a lot of good techniques and all different ways to throw the frisbee, smooth form. And he's been consistently hovering around that 1,000 rated for the last 2 years.
Yeah, we got a lot of flack for loving on these guys in the first round, but I mean Daniel again, just another guy that is a real sweetheart, real nice guy, and always a guy that you always want to root for out on the course.
Did we have any birdies last round here? I think Charlie birdied.
Charlie birdied it, and looks like he's about the same distance as he was last round.
He'll be able to take a meter off that fence as it is an OB line.
Dustin took the inside route the first round, and this time's taking the outside route. And looks like he's going to have a little bit of a shot to get up and down.
Daniel's a big Innova thrower. He's throwing all Innova. I'm going to assume that's one of his destroyers.
Trey with a forehand roller. That's interesting.
Well, the good thing about roller on this hole is you can play the fence. If you get a good angle and some good spin, it likes to carry down that fence line. He just looked like he turned it over a little bit too much off the tee. Here we go. Trey's pretty dangerous from this. You know, locally or casually, we get to see Trey bang those a lot. So I'm sure we'll catch some this round.
Anthony's got this really smooth step putt of his that's like almost higher percentage outside 30 and inside 50 than actually inside 30. So anytime you get to see Anthony take a putt from outside of the 10-meter circle, it's got a pretty good chance of going in with that nice step putt.
Just a little bit high from Daniel. Looked like he had a tough look just around that stump. Charlie for the deuce.
Oh, just off left.
Yeah, like I said, coming off that hour break and, you know, those 24 holes, it's hard to catch that focus right away early. So we're going to see these players start picking it up.
You know, that's something interesting that a lot of players say when they come from out of town. We've got players that come from as far away as Michigan and Massachusetts to play this tournament. And a lot of players say it's pretty unique to play the 24-24 in the first day. But I think that's just kind of what Clearwater disc golf has been known for, has been this endurance type golf where you're playing, you know, 2 rounds of more than 18 holes per round. So
yep, Cliff Stevens as well.
Yep.
24-24, and it's a little bit longer of a course.
Yep, for sure.
Here we go, hole C. This one measuring 407. Definitely, I would say, one of the harder holes in the course, if not the hardest. Just trying to punch something straight down the middle and keep it away from that creek to the left. We get a good skip back to the basket. Anthony got a little bit sneaky there.
Yeah, he's going to be good. He's going to be probably about 50 or 60 away from the basket on the right-hand side.
And nobody's walking away from this hole sad about a par, unless you're missing a putt. 3 is going to score well relative to the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And this hole's actually gotten a lot easier. You see that patch of dirt right there in the center of the fairway. There used to actually be 2 really tall pine trees there that fell because of Hurricane Irma. So this hole's probably gotten about a half a stroke easier from previous years. Opened up that right-hand side a little bit more.
Trey going inside, catches something. I heard somebody say good tree because if that keeps leaking left, that's skipping over the creek. Good up shot from Charlie.
Nice shot there by Daniel. That'll be an easy pitch in. Ooh, double angle on this one. Go in. Oh no, and it just leaked behind that OB right behind the basket. We do have a string line back there for player safety so that way they stay off those rocks that you can't see underneath the grass there. There's Anthony with that step putt.
It's hard to really run it the way you want to, like Cam said, with that OB right behind it. And after watching Dustin Sill as Trey knocks in a good par save. I'm going to give Dustin a call, which will be OB, unfortunately. It's tough. I mean, these guys are all good buddies, and the last thing you want to do is call somebody OB if it's close, but you know, you got to keep it fair inside the rules because there's more cards out there playing. Everybody's got to keep it consistent.
Solid putt by Charlie there.
Yeah, let's see if Charlie can keep that bogey-free tournament streak alive. I think Anthony putts with ions.
Yeah. Oh no.
That couldn't have been outside 10 feet. I'm going to have to talk to Dustin about that later.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Dustin. That's really 3 strokes right there that just kind of trickled away.
And now he's got to go to the next hole thinking, you know, man, I should have laid up my second shot. And the best thing you can do is just eat it, move on, and get your birdies. Here we go, hole D. We saw a couple birdies on this last time. You either got the straight mid-range shot or you got the sidearm to the left. I am familiar with Anthony's mid-range. That is a matrix. It's one of those straight to stable flying mids. Yeah, you heard Charlie say there that was just a little bit too soft.
This is probably an 11-time rock by Daniel, I'd imagine. I know he's got a couple of those in his bag.
Trey going to that yellow Firebird just a little bit early.
I would imagine Dustin's probably going to get pretty aggressive here on these next couple holes, trying to make up some of those strokes.
It needs to get sneaky. It's a game of inches.
This is that A2
Yep,
again?
A2.
Man, he's money with that.
Charlie from about 70 feet, looking good.
Oh, wow, that was a great run. That's a great run considering the OB is so close behind this basket.
Yeah, that's Charlie's strength. He has very good speed control with his putts. No matter where he's putting from, it's pretty much slowing down right as it gets to the basket.
Anthony's the same way. He's got a very lofty putt with that nice little step putt that he's got. So these guys are going to very rarely three-putt. And he's going to challenge that OB, and unfortunately, he goes down. Good putt from Dustin. Save his par.
Yeah, we're seeing some lead card struggles in these first 4 holes.
It's important to note, too, that as much as the wind was kicking during that first round, it's kicked up a couple miles an hour the second round. It's gotten a little bit warmer. These guys are pretty tired from playing 24 holes, so Daniel's going to take his meter in and take his putt for 4 here. Oh, no.
That's 2 circle 4 putts we've seen missed from inside 20 feet.
You know, you can't help but think that maybe some of these guys are feeling the pressure. You know, not to say that anybody picks a favorite before the tournament, but Charlie coming in the 2-time champ, you know, and playing bogey-free for the majority of his time playing this tournament, him having that 3-stroke lead coming out of the first round, I think everybody might be pressing a little bit. And it might take a few holes for everybody to come back down to earth and just realize they got to play their own game of golf. But,
yeah, this is a good hole to get some confidence on. 286, pretty straight shot. Anthony ripping out a really nice straight. Oh, and he catches the tree about 35 feet away from the basket.
Wow, that was a great shot by Charlie. I'm very impressed with how these guys play this hole. When we designed this hole, we actually, this tee pad used to be in front of these bushes, and the basket used to be in front of the tree, so it was a great shot by Trey. It was only like a 230-foot shot, but we made those 2 adjustments of moving the basket and moving the tee pad to make it a little bit more difficult, and it doesn't look like it's made it that much more difficult for these top-level pros here.
Now Dustin was pushing that Mando a little bit, but he did get around it, so he'll have a putt for birdie. There we go, Daniel.
Nice, just short of that OB line. Just short by Anthony.
That had a good line.
There's that putt and stroke from Dustin. Nice 2, way to come back. Charlie's pumped too. Charlie cashes in his 2.
Yeah, you know, Daniel, the one thing he's worked on in his game is his attitude. It's good to see he's, you know, you can tell he's frustrated, but he's not taking it out on the card. He's keeping it to himself, and we'll see how this pays off. A couple years ago, Daniel would, you know, you would hear him on the course, and that's one thing he's taken a lot of pride in is he's shown a lot more maturity on the course, and it's resulted in him jumping that rating up to a 1,000 rated golfer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a good thing to see Daniel playing not to his potential, but it is a good thing seeing him not play to his potential and handling it as well as he is. He's a really great guy, and it's good to see him make that development in his game. So on to hole F here. And one thing we didn't mention in the first round that I'll mention now is there's this little green fenced-in area here on the left-hand side, and that actually all plays OB as well. So these players, not only do they have to navigate the OB long and to the right, but they've also got to miss this basically sand trap that's in the center of the fairway, inside that green fenced-in area right there, because that also plays OB as well.
We got a nice clip at Ken Climb over there sitting on the bench. I bet that could be a little bit of intimidating factor.
Yeah, who's that guy? Like the wind is holding everybody's discs up just a little bit.
Yeah, there's got to be some wind out there because these are some pretty errant drives from this lead card. This is the play I would take, a nice sidearm, get some skip, but Anthony lets go a little bit too low. This looks like it might be hyzering out a little bit too early. but he'll be up there pin high for a putt.
I think that's Daniel's tee.
Yeah, good teeper. Daniel has phenomenal. That's one of his biggest strengths is his distance control with the fairway. A lot like Nico LaCastro, where it's just, you know, he could throw a fairway on a 250-foot hole, and then step up to a 400-foot hole and throw the same disc and have the same results.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good control with his angles and speed. As we have Dustin, we saw him cash this in from round 1 a little bit further. Let's see what he can do here.
What a great putt by Dustin.
That's back to back. That's how you clean up that double bogey.
Absolutely. What's impressive about Dustin too is he doesn't even jump. He just stands still, delivers, puts all that rotation. We get the reverse angle on that. That was money the whole way.
And I think Trey had to follow it up both rounds in a row. He had to go about the same distance right after him. There we go.
Daniel getting some love from the gallery that's starting to form behind this lead card here in the second round.
That feels good because this hole, like we said in the first round, we have a quarter-mile walk back to hole 2. And the last thing you want to do is think about missing an inside of the circle putt as you walk to hole 2.
Yeah, obviously not the same magnitude, but pretty much the same distance between hole 16 and 17 at Winthrop Gold is the distance between this hole and hole 2.
Another look at that phenomenal putt. So coming off those bonus holes, we got a couple under par, a couple over par, and now we're going to step back onto the original course of Coachman with hole 2, 282. Nice straight mid-range shot. Dustin's going back to that MD3, hoping to give it some more turn, and that's going to be sitting right there at circle's edge again. See if we keep knocking down those putts. That's the tree. I've seen so many good lines hit that tree.
Let's see if Charlie can go back to back on the shade house. Unfortunately, he's only going to park it this time. But still another great shot from Charlie. These are some great shots. These guys are making this hole look a lot easier than it is. This is one of the trickier shots on the front 9 of this course.
Trey giving himself a putt with that sidearm. Oh, not a friendly roll. Anthony's disc, that orange rim white disc, I'm pretty sure that's an Envy, which is a multi-purpose faster speed putter that has a great stability, and you can throw it on all sorts of angles, and it has good glide to it.
There we go, Trey.
Trey.
That was a great putt by Trey. He needed that. Get the secondary view. Money. Now we're starting to warm up.
That's a couple off the cage for Anthony.
Nice putt by Dustin for 2.
That's a turkey.
Yeah, these guys all got lunch courtesy of our club vice president, Alyssa Backus. She cooked up some great lunch, chicken Alfredo and lasagna. So that might be sitting in these guys' stomachs like a rock here for the first few holes. Looks like they're starting to burn all that off. Charlie's 2 for 2 on this hole. So it looks like Charlie's increased his lead by 4. Dustin's hopped into sole possession of 2nd, and Anthony's in 3rd. Lots of golf left. Let's see if Grant's prediction about Charlie will be correct, if he'll go 2 down the rest of the weekend here on this hole.
Yeah, we had some air and drives round 1 here. I have not seen the footage. I'm gonna guess 4 down on this hole today in this round.
Looks like Dustin changed his disc and made an adjustment. Looks like Charlie threw the same disc, just a little bit further to the right. He's going to have about a 25-foot putt there.
Come on, Charlie. I need you to make that.
Looks like Trey's throwing the same disc.
There we go.
Yep, all these guys are getting up and into the circle pretty good. Daniel throwing that rock.
Do it.
That's
I
a
got
good
5
line.
on it.
Oh, wow, that's a great shot.
There's that distance control again from Daniel. Nice and high, had the good glide.
Anthony's going to find the one tree that you got to miss in the fairway.
My 4 down predictions looking pretty strong right now.
We gotta stop giving people bad juju on this hole. Next round we just won't say anything. The whole hole.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah. There we
There we go. Catching a little bit left side.
Nice.
There's the Daniel we know. Stringing 2 out of 3. Trey with back-to-back birdies.
This is the kind of hole that this card needed too. It's easy for an entire card to get into a little bit of a funk and kind of start feeding off of everybody else's, I won't say poor play because they're not playing poorly, but lack of birdies. And this kind of hole right here is what they needed, I think, to kind of jumpstart the whole flow. That nice slow motion view.
Yeah, you can see that that tree right there that got cut down from the hurricane, from Irma, coming through. And this hole was already fairly easy to get, and now it's just opened up even more. As Dustin gets the nose down a little bit too much.
That's a great line by Charlie.
And Daniel Rindow bringing some sound effects. There's the A2. Pushed it a little bit too far left as Daniel butters one down the middle. Needs to sit. There's the famous hole 4 putt.
Anthony's showing us that forehand line on this hole. That's a great shot. He's going to leave him about 18 feet out. Wow, Trey gave that a pretty good run.
Yeah, he had a great angle on it. Good trust with that dagger. Again, like Cam said, when you're spin putting, you're a little bit off. You're always going to have to make one of those testers coming back. As we see Charlie giving Daniel some love in the back.
Nice putt, Anthony. Daniel for birdie. Oh, that's a really tough spot to land in. There's some very thin trees right there that Daniel just hit. That's one of those places where you're inside the circle, but still very jammed up.
Oh, good catch.
It's a good comeback for Dustin. I know he's
Last thing we
disappointed
want to see is the 4 putts.
Yeah.
You know, another thing about Daniel is he isn't playing disc golf that much. He just, they just had a baby about, what would you say, how old's Marky?
I don't know.
8 months?
Maybe.
So he's been taking care of the baby. He's been working a lot of hours, and I would say this year I wouldn't put Daniel under 50 rounds of disc golf for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel is normally a regular at all of our club events, and with all of his family obligations, he's been a little bit more reserved, but still a great player, still a guy that can come out and shred.
That was definitely Charlie's ghost. Let's see if it flips up on him.
Yeah, there's definitely some pretty heavy wind out there. You can see it on this hole. You generally have a little left to right headwind coming through that gap that you can see on the left-hand side. It looks like that's what all these players are starting to kind of bank on, but they're not getting it. That's a good rip by Trey. Just catches one of those guardian trees. This is a tough hole to park. There's a lot going on down there.
And that tie-dye disc Trey's been throwing, that is a Nuke OS.
Okay, so he's just staying still, turning over a Nuke OS for fun.
13 speed, very overstable.
Yeah, no big deal.
I think that's the first sidearm we've seen from Dustin for an upshot at least. So maybe a little too much angle on that.
Ying.
Oh, wow, the call from Daniel, too.
Wow.
Bunch of characters, these guys. It's a great putt by Charlie. Looks like Anthony's shot coming from the right there. Is Trey using a different putter than he was using the first round? I mean, I know it's still a dagger, but I'm pretty sure he was using a gray one the first round.
Not sure. I know he has a couple. I don't think he's too particular on which one. You know, it might be a mental thing. Whatever one's going in, he might use that one.
That's a great save by Dustin. Nice birdie putt to Daniel.
You know, if you compare Dustin's putt to everybody else on the card, it's the only one that it doesn't deviate off the line at all.
No.
So you know out of his hand if it's a bad putt or a good putt. As to Charlie, you know, he throws it out to the right, and you know you have to hope the whole way to see if it's going to drop. But he's found a way to make it work, and they're dropping, and they're going in.
We get to hole 6 here, and a lot of these guys really are trying to birdie this one. This is one of the easiest holes on the course. It's pretty straightforward. It's 240 in a straight line, and Charlie parks it. I mean, that's what a lot of these guys are doing. They're taking a putter or a mid. They're just trying to get something to turn over just a little bit to the right. Just like that.
Now, I heard Dustin say pure line a couple times during Charlie's throw. I wonder if that's in his contract.
He has to say pure line a number of times. That's funny. As we see,
It's a good shot so far.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely his envy.
Dustin's going back to that rock stamp P2. Looks like the wind is coming a little bit left or right across the fairway a little bit.
See if that putting stroke can stay hot outside the circle.
Yeah, huh?
Good putt from Anthony. Nice birdie from him. Very clean round so far for Anthony. I know, pretty sure he's bogey free, picking up birdies here and there, and it's keeping him in contention.
Yep. This is Daniel for his 2. Funny. You can definitely see that that Ken Climo-esque hitch in his putt there. Very Ken Climo-esque.
Yeah, from him and Charlie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's all we got. That was a quick front 12. So they're starting to heat up a little bit. A little rough start for the lead card, but we'll catch you guys for the back 12.